All right, so as you saw in the last video, these are now finished. One of the things to be aware of is that ultimately they're not finished until they're signed and sealed. So we, by all miracles, got a little bit of rain today, so sealing will have to be at another time. When you go to seal the work, it has to be in a well-ventilated area, preferably outside because the stuff is kind of noxious, and you don't want a lot of dirt and dust, much less rain running around, because you don't want this to stay sticky and wet. So I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm going to clean up. Oh, and then just so that you know, because my friends will get these before the video gets posted. So this is for a group of friends that we have met through the small group that we have at church. And so this is not only representing friendship, but it also represents our foundation in faith. Now, for me, this doesn't apply to everybody. I can't speak for everybody else. But for me, a lot of people use a cross as a symbol for what it is to have faith, to be a Christ follower. But for me, it's a heart. It represents one of the commandments, the things that Jesus commanded Christians to do, which is to love one another. And I view that as a primary purpose. So it overrides a lot of what a lot of people do in the name of their religion. This is about faith. And so this is a series for some very dear friends who we're all together in this journey called life, both the ups and the downs and the trials and tribulations. We do so from a place of love and kindness and support. And these four ladies and their families have become very important in our lives. And I just wanted to let them know how much they mean to me. And so giving them a piece of art is one of the best ways that I know how to do that. So we've got these are done. And when we come back, because I'm going to pause because love the magic of computers and being able to pause and bring things in. The next thing you're going to see is the Longhorn on the table. So I'm going to get all of my stuff cleaned up. Sophie will come back at some point and finish her painting. And you may or may not hopefully get to see that. I'll try to remember to share it in a video at another time. But I'm going to bring the Longhorn back because I have a really good idea on how to resolve my Longhorn. The blue background for the New Grange entrance stone mandala. It looks really good, Joe. So it's ready for the next stage. And I'm hoping that if all goes well, we are going to have 2 paintings plus these 4 done in record time, which means that I need to be able to come up with the next mandala painting. I'm a little nervous about that, not going to lie. So I'm going to pause the video, and when you come right back, Longhorn time. Okay, so here we are, back again. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to use this to add some water because I want to keep this contained. So I've had the idea that I'm going to take and pull the orange, and I'm going to put basically lots and lots of orange down here. So it's going to still have that pink undertone, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to really pull that orange out in order to, frankly, salvage my painting. Because, and it's got blue on it, which I thought I had washed that off. That's awesome. Look at that. The blue didn't come all the way off. All right, different paintbrush. Because I just want to get this damp. I'm not worried about it having a ton of water on it. I don't want it to go kind of crazy outside of the box here and end up in some of these areas that I don't want it. So this is going to be kind of as contained as I can possibly get it. Am I going to be 100% successful? But one can hope. All right. So this is now, got at least enough water so that it will mix and get the paint moving. And I need to do a better job of washing my brushes. That's horrible. All right. So I know I spent some time shaking these because apparently I did not do a good job the first time around. And I'm going to lay in some orange. Remember, I want it to be very orange. So I'm going to put down quite a bit of orange. Now, the one thing to remember about orange is that it is a red orange, which I'm going to pull in a little bit down here. So for my UT people, right over there, don't want it just to be in one place. So this daffodil yellow is a little on the orangey side. So we're going to bring some of this in because it will lighten some of the color. That I've laid in. Here we go. And I want this really nice lemon yellow because, again, it's going to help give me some highlights. And then I've got an amber yellow, which again, you want to have some things that are going to give you some depth of color. And yes, I'm keeping that darker color around the outside edge. All right, now here's going to come the fun part. I have a brand new, nice, clean bag, and I'm going to have to crinkle it as I go because I want to make sure that I don't end up with this sticking to other places that I don't want. And so I'm going to have to work really hard to contain the bag so that it's not extending out past where I want. And to do that, I'm going to find things that have a little bit of weight to them and use them. And I'm going to have this go up and down. All right. I want this to be able to move. Folded it over, so let me pull this out a little bit. I want this to be able to maneuver up and around. I can even use my bottles here to anchor things down. Burp. Because we want this to get lots of really good texture, and to do that, it needs to sit on top of the canvas. Now I can see here where I'm going to want to get some nice extra texture in, and then places where, because I've doubled the bag, I can't really see, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to anchor this down. Grab some other colors that I did not use. And then I see that I have a little bit of a spill because I picked up some color on the bag. And we're just going to kind of blend that in. Oh, and I just found a spot where it extended past where I wanted it to. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to pick it off because I can always, even though it's lifting up some of my green, I can always come back in with green and make an adjustment. It's easier to come back in with a color than it is sometimes to remove it. right. I got another spot right here. We're gonna anchor that down right there. Okay, guys. Now it's dry time. So, yes. Once again, I'm waiting for paint to dry. So now I'm excited. I have a lot of hopes. I'm very hopeful. And I have now found a way to solve this problem. So, I'll see you in just a blink. Maybe. All right, in just a blink. All right, guys. Let's see how this works. I'm eating look, I'm having me some kind of trash toast, or what I call trash bread. You know, the cheapest bread you can possibly buy that we give to the children. So, I'm eating that. But I have been dying to get over here and see what this looks like. So I've left this overnight. So let's pull these off. I'm paying attention to the colors that I actually used versus the ones that I kind of grabbed out of my container over here because I was needing something else to anchor this down with. And the moment of truth. Was that a good decision or a bad decision? I don't know. I'm afraid to look, y'all. I'm afraid to look. Yeah, okay, so I can't say it's a bad decision. It's better. It's definitely not quite so... Okay, look, on the screen, when I look at what y'all are seeing, it looks pink. In real life, this looks more orange. It's still got a pinkish tinge to it. I'm never going to get that to go away. So I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, and the zoom is me basically adjusting my camera because I want you to see if you can get a good look. Okay, can you see how this is kind of like a reddish orange? So, and then this is you can see the orange, but it's got kind of pink undertones because you can see this coming through. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Oh, that was a pretty zoom out. Okay. As I manually do this. Oh, okay. That was whack. Ah. Okay, hold on. Okay, tighten that bolt. Okay. So, not, you know, I gotta have to think about this. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm almost wondering if, so this is a darker orange. I'm wondering if I need to come in and do that kind of darker orange. Okay. I gotta think about it. I don't like it 100%. I'm not in love with it. And I gotta do something about the ears. Meh. So, I need to think about it. So, I'll come back once I've figured out if I like it or not, or if I gotta do something, what I'm gonna do. Alright. Peace out. And for like a second. Okay, so I'm ready to tackle this again because I had an idea. So I've got some of the watercolors that I already pre-prep and set up, and I've got them kind of liquefied. Now, I'm kind of impatient, so when I get impatient, I'll take a paintbrush, and this is kind of a synthetic brush, so I know I can get in here and really kind of dig up. So I will then pull up as much pigment as I can within the water, and I've done that with these. I've got one that I've set off to the side because it's a little bit more yellow, and so I want you to see what happens when I do that. Suddenly the water is not so thin and murky looking. Instead, it looks like it's actual watercolor paint because now I'm picking up the pigment that's been dried and at the bottom and adding it. And I'm going to set this brush over off to the side so I can wash it. All right, I still have the same colors that I've used before with my intense liquid watercolor. And I'm going to shake those up and get those shaken up because I'm not going to add any water down the center. I'm going to use this to give my water. I've realized that what I want to do is I want to darken this with some of the orange. So I like the way that this outer edge turned out. I do like some of the lighter section because I do need some lights in here. But in order for the horns to really stand out, I really need to make this center section have a little bit more depth of color than what it currently does. So I've pulled in some darker colors that are a little bit more orangey and a little bit more kind of ochre in effect. So let's see what this one's called. This is the Quinacridone Burnt Orange. And what's this bad boy? I want to say it's burnt. Oh, this is okay. So this is a Venetian. This is Venetian red. Okay. And then I've got like clearly an orange, and then this is an Indian yellow, which I think I've actually, no, I didn't use. Okay. I was like, I thought I used an Indian yellow. We're going to pour it. I've got my same bag that I used before, and I'm going to be prepared to help things lay flat. Okay, by picking up additional things and anchoring it and laying it on, and we'll have to wait until it dries. As always, the delightful wait for paint to dry. It's awesome sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some of this darker color. And I got to kind of move this around a little bit. And I need to be a little careful because I want this to kind of be a little bit everywhere. But really, I've got to get in here and darken some of this up. So I want this to be in here as a nice, good, okay, nice, good coat. Get that set off to the side. Here's some of that orange, right, that I told you that I want to bring in. Oh, hello. A little carried away with that one. Set that off to the side so it doesn't drip on here. And now I'm going to add in the yellow. I'm going to add in this yellow. And that's way more than enough water than what I need. I'm going to be battling that. So I'm going to set that orange off to the side. Now, because see how it's already starting to pool, I'm going to have to work kind of quickly. So I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to anchor this. And I can already see that my bag is moving. And so it's going to be moving this around on me already, but where I don't want it to go. As you can see, it's already moved outside of where I want it to be. I've got a paper towel ready to go to lift that up. That's where I want it to be. That's where I want it to be. We're going to anchor that in place. Anchor that in place. This needs to get anchored down so I don't get too much travel there. And I've got a little bit of travel here into the ear, but I'm not too worried about that because I've got to come back and work on the ear. Okay, guys. Now, because I added quite a bit of liquid, it's going to be a hot minute before I see you. So before I'm able to come back in here and do another one. So while, again, through the magic of video recording, for you it will be a mere second. For me, it's going to be an eternity because I used a lot of water. And that's all right. All right, so folks, another round, but I think this is going to be it. Let me manipulate this just a little bit because I want texture in here. I want a lot of texture. I don't want flat. Oh, look. Ha! I created a bubble. Boop, paint bubble. Get that off there. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so this is going to look good. I'm excited. I'm excited because I have a solution. Like I can see the solution in my head. The last time I was here a few moments ago, I was not 100% sure how I was going to solve my problem with this head. So hopefully a little bit later, I'm going to be able to come in, let this finish drying. Y'all, I'm very excited. So I'm going to pull this under. I'm going to pull this out. Yeah, my piece is stuck to it. I'm going to put this under here. Yo, can you see how fantastic this turned out? I'm going to give you kind of a close-up view, see if it'll come in here and give you an idea. Okay, this camera is not, unfortunately, right now, is not doing this justice. It probably can't catch it. But, yo, this is such a nice variation of blues, a little bit of purple. I can see where I added kind of a blue-green. This is a perfect foundation for me to put on that tri-spiral from the entrance stone at New Grange, right? That's good. This is our next one. And it's basically ready for me to sketch that out. I'm going to set up the projector, project the image, and get that going. So if this takes as long as I think it's going to, what you may end up seeing next is me prepping, is me doing that. Because, like I said, I am so ready. Come on, squinchy. Squinch. I want to see line work. Because I am super ready to be working on, okay, let's not obliterate my ear. All right. Let's get you, I want to obliterate my ear. There we go. I'm so excited to get started on the spiral. And so I'm ready to, at this point, it's ready to be, have the sketch put on, because now all the work is going to be done is going to be with, watercolor pencils. Once I get that laid out so I can see the arrangement just right. Colored pencils, some iridescence. I am super stoked for this next painting, y'all, to get cracking on it. But I really need this to dry. So, is this a good place to stop? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to pause. I like giving y'all videos that are of a decent length. So I'm going to pause this bad boy. I'll see y'all back in a second. Hopefully this will be dry. And if not, you're going to see me setting up for that tri-spiral. So you're going to get both the Longhorn and the New Grange entrance stone painting in one setting. So how exciting is that? It's exciting to me. All right. See y'all in a moment. Okay, guys. I'm very excited. I have high hopes. I have very high hopes that this is going to be turn out to be the bomb diggity. So let's see if what I was hoping is going to happen is going to happen. So, I'm afraid to pull things off. Oh, yes. Okay, so y'all, this is still juicy, but yes. Oh, I'm doing a happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. Y'all, oh my gosh. Okay, so some of this is still really juicy, but this looks fantastic. Okay, so this is really orange. It's got some of those red undertones, but y'all, it makes these horns just pop. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, so this needs, I may choose to adjust this because it's like pink. Like the, cow's face, just kind of the silhouette is like pink, a little bit off the side, but I can live with that. Okay, so next plan of attack is this, which I'm probably going to do some of the orange. I'm going to pull in that orange as well, but this, I could not ask for better. I'll be able to go in and with colored pencils and the like. So I've got to finish letting this dry. I can't do anything until the rest of this dries, but yes, finally. Ooh, okay, I'm all excited. All right, so this looks good. So while this dries, okay, I'm going to get set up to be able to push this over so that you can actually see me getting the spiral situated onto the New Grange entrance stone. So I'll hop back in once I have everything set up so you can see it.